Hi everyone. So today I wanted to talk about transitioning from one of our roles to another. Most of us have more than one role in life. We are very good at multitasking, and those roles usually demand very different skill sets from us. So work, for example, we may need to be more forthright, more logical, more motivating, more emotionally boundary than we are as parents at home, where our children might demand that we're more nurturing, those softer sides, kinder, more tolerant, definitely more patient. And sometimes it can be really hard to let go of the mindset that we had to put on at work and come back home and put that to one side. I know I find it hard, and a lot of my clients say that that's something they find really difficult. It's easier to move into work mode from mothering mode, but much harder to move back into mothering mode from work mode. So I wanted to talk about a little tip that I use, and that is using a done list. So as it says in the name, it's the opposite of a to-do list. A to-do list is super useful. I use them all the time. But the thing with the to-do list, it's a bit unending. So the minute you've crossed something off, you always have to put something else back on, and it's kind of never ending, and that can be a bit depressing. So a done list is literally what you've done. So it doesn't have to be something that you write down, but it's something that you can have in your head and write down at the end of a work kind of shift. So it doesn't need to be the end of your work day. You're probably going to log back on once the kids are in bed. It's about helping you get closure on one shift before you move into the mothering shift. So trying to think of at least 3 things that you've done well, that you've achieved, that you've finished in that day. And this is where we have to be kind to ourselves, because there's always things that we haven't done as well as we wanted to do them, or that we didn't finish that we really wanted to finish. But that's normal. And carrying that around as a kind of backpack full of self-judgment and negativity isn't helpful. And if the kids are then a bit naughty or a bit annoying, it's very easy to project that frustration that actually we feel against ourselves onto the kids, which isn't very fair, really. So we want to try and let go of any feelings of not having done enough during our work day and focus instead on what we did do. So thinking, it can be the smallest things. It can be having sent an email to someone that you wanted to send an email to, and perhaps they didn't respond back to you. Perhaps you wanted them to, so that you could get the ball rolling for the next stage of the project. But the fact that you emailed them and that you've put the ball in their court, that's one thing. That's a tiny example. But think of things like that, or even things that aren't work related, that you connected with someone at the coffee machine today that you haven't really spoken to before, or you made a new contact at work, or you found a new sponsor or mentor. These kinds of things that make you feel good and make you smile. And that will totally change your energetic kind of outlook. And you will go to a place of gratitude and happiness and peace, actually, because when you get closure on something, you get peace. And basically, we're faking it to make it. Of course, there's stuff that we haven't finished. That's fine. But we're not focusing on that. So if you focus on the things that you've done, at least 3 things, that really gives you a sense of closure and allows you to move more calmly into being a mother. So this is a tip that I use a lot myself. If you want more tips, feel free to go to my website, www.bobomama.net, and look on the vlogs or blogs page for lots more tips on managing the parenting juggle.